Summers come and go, but the movies will last forever. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 summer blockbusters of 2018.
Who's gonna help us start a war?
With who?
Everyone.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're taking a look at summer blockbusters that left the greatest impact on audiences in 2018. While not all the films on this list were masterpieces or even monster hits, each one offered a refreshing escape from reality. And isn't that what summer's all about?
There's something about an accent that makes a man sound so intelligent.
Number 10, The Meg.
What's that?
We'll be the first to admit that The Meg isn't exactly Jaws, the movie that gave birth to the summer blockbuster. As far as over-the-top shark movies go, however, it's probably the best time we've had with this subgenre since Deep Blue Sea hit theaters almost 20 years ago. This multi-million-dollar B-movie more or less delivers what it promises. The awesome Jason Statham going up against a friggin' megalodon.
My God. It's a megalodon. He's kidding, right?
The effects are inventive, the action is colorful, and it's always encouraging to see a major motion picture with a diverse cast. The result is a boatload of fun, even with a PG-13 rating. Speaking of which, we're crossing our fingers for a hard R director's cut.
He looks heroic, but he's kind of got a negative attitude.
Number 9, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
I have never felt closer to Mom. I'm in the exact same place that she was all those years ago.
You're pregnant.
Yeah, I am.
Well, we didn't see this coming. While the original Mamma Mia was a box office hit, it's safe to assume that not many people were demanding a sequel, especially 10 years after the fact. In one of the summer's most pleasant surprises, though, this musical improved upon its predecessor with extravagant production numbers, lively performances, and a touching story about the bonds of family.
Oh my God. I've decided to commit to being a grandmother.
Granted, it doesn't make much sense that Cher is supposed to be Meryl Streep's mother, especially since there's only a 3-year age difference. Ah well, the target audience clearly isn't here for realism. They're here for a fresh take on ABBA's biggest hits, and the film does not disappoint in that department.
You're about to become a great-grandmother. Great-grandmother. I'm leaving that out of the bio.
Number 8, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Where Jurassic World was a spiritual successor to Jurassic Park, Fallen Kingdom follows in the tracks of The Lost World. Whether that equals a good movie or a bad movie depends on who you ask.
Come with me. You know you can't stay here. Pack your men up right now.
While Fallen Kingdom grossed over $1 billion worldwide, the reception from critics and audiences has been mixed. Some couldn't get past the film's glaring plot holes, recycled story, and underdeveloped characters. Others appreciated the explosive action, cool dinosaurs, and refreshingly darker tone. Love it or hate it, the film's ending literally opens the door for a whole world of possibilities. No matter where you stand, it's hard not to be excited for the next installment, which comes out in 2021.
And if we're not careful, they're gonna be hereafter. Welcome to Jurassic World.
Number 7, Ocean's 8.
I would just want the simple life. I just want to hold down a job, make some friends, pay my bills.
Sure, this sequel slash spin-off slash soft reboot didn't need to exist, but that doesn't mean it's not worth checking out. If anything, Ocean's 8 proves there's still fun to be had with this heist comedy franchise. Director Gary Ross recreates the look, tone, and humor of Steven Soderbergh's Ocean's trilogy to a T.
In 3.5 weeks, the Met will be hosting its annual ball, and we are going to rob it.
Meanwhile, an all-star female cast, which includes Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, and Anne Hathaway, just to name a few, breathes new life into the series. The film isn't without problems, as it lacks a truly threatening villain or a genuine sense of tension. If Ocean's 9 and Ocean's 10 are on the horizon, however, this is a solid launching point for a new trilogy.
Is it genetic? Are the whole family like this?
Literally.
Number 6, Solo, A Star Wars Story.
You look good. A little rough around the edges.
but good.
Where The Last Jedi was largely about moving on from the past, this Han Solo origin story goes back to the franchise's roots with fan-favorite characters and old-school fun. That being said, some have argued that Solo didn't add anything new to the Star Wars mythos, which might be why it underperformed at the box office.
What do you think? Well, what do you know?
Considering the numerous problems this production had behind the scenes, however, Lucasfilm and director Ron Howard deserve credit for turning in a perfectly entertaining romp. Alden Ehrenreich makes for a charismatic Han Solo, and Donald Glover hits just the right note as Lando. It's not a game changer, but the film will leave you with a good feeling.
I got a really good feeling about this. Since when do you know how to fly? 190 years old? You look great.
Number 5. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp teaming up.
Follow my lead.
As we reach the halfway point of our list, we transition from the summer blockbusters that were pretty good to the ones that were pretty great. The original Ant-Man was among the smaller MCU movies, although that is fitting given the titular hero's shrinking abilities. Since Scott Lang can now grow 65 feet tall, this sequel appropriately goes even bigger, with more inventive set pieces, a stronger sense of humor, and a larger role for the Wasp.
Maybe you just need someone watching your back.
While we love superhero movies that are epic in scale, it's also fun to take a break with something a bit more lighthearted. On that basis, Ant-Man and the Wasp is exactly what audiences needed after the previous MCU movie.
How big did you get?
My record, 21 feet. You?
65 feet.
65.
If you two are finished comparing sizes...
65.
Number 4. Deadpool 2.
I'll be first to admit, this did not go according to plan. I'll also be the first to admit that plan was written in crayon.
Deadpool was such a groundbreaking superhero movie that you wouldn't think a sequel could ever recapture the same magic. Deadpool 2 did not let us down, however, with its self-aware comedy, creative action, and possibly the best post-credits sequence Marvel has ever given us, which is saying a lot.
That's why you're such a little bastard. No one's ever changed you. Yeah, you got a big ol' stinky in there, don't you? Kinda smells like Hitler's anus, which would make sense, wouldn't it?
While Ryan Reynolds naturally steals the show as the Merc with a Mouth, he's accompanied by a winning supporting cast that includes Zazie Beetz as Domino and Josh Brolin as Cable. The soundtrack is pretty damn great too. Speaking of which, we'd give anything to see Ashes score an Oscar nomination for Best Original Song. Just imagine Celine Dion performing alongside Deadpool at the Academy Awards.
This thing only goes to 11, so beat it, Spider-Man.
God, I should have asked NSYNC.
Number 3, Incredibles 2.
You wash your hands with soap? Did you dry them?
Whether or not Deadpool 2 actually counts as a family film is up for debate, but Incredibles 2 certainly fits that description. Like Toy Story 3 and Finding Dory, this sequel took well over a decade to take flight, but ultimately stuck a stellar superhero landing. Writer-director Brad Bird came firing back with a screenplay chock full of hilarious dialogue and action sequences that take full advantage of the animation medium.
Thank you, young man.
It's the dynamic between the Parr family that makes this franchise so special, though. Watching Elastigirl stop a runaway train is a blast, but it's just as entertaining watching Mr. Incredible raise their children, especially with Jack-Jack's newfound powers.
Combustion imminent? What does that mean? Ah!
It means fire, Robert.
Number 2, Mission Impossible: Fallout.
Your mission. Should you choose to accept it, I wonder, did you ever choose not to?
Not many franchises make it up to 6 movies, and the ones that do typically decline in quality with each passing entry. Against all odds, though, Fallout not only surpassed the previous Mission Impossible movies, it also earns comparisons to the best action movies ever made. Where so many modern blockbusters drape themselves in CGI, this exhilarating thrill ride went all out with practical set pieces, and Tom Cruise putting his own neck on the line. In addition to being an action tour de force, writer-director Christopher McQuarrie turns in a compelling story with memorable characters and clever twists. Like Ethan Hunt, this series just keeps gaining momentum with no signs of slowing down.
What the hell is he doing?
I find it best not to look.
Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions.
The story of Batman's greatest ally.
That's me! That must be me!
And best friend in the whole world.
Finally!
Alfred, the movie.
It's time to clean up this city.
What's going on?
The 96th floor is on fire.
You're gonna be just fine, I promise you that.
What to do, what to do, what to do. What to do indeed. Who? Christopher Robin.
No.
Number 1. Avengers Infinity War.
Magic with a kick! Magic with a...
Insect.
When the Avengers came out in 2012, audiences thought Marvel would never be able to top themselves. However, the MCU's first crossover event feels like a dress rehearsal when stacked up to the triumph that is Infinity War.
Are you mocking me? Are you mocking me? Stop it, you just didn't do it again. He's trying to copy me. Just stop doing it.
The film assembles almost all the major heroes that have appeared in this cinematic universe thus far, and makes impeccable use of everyone. Although it's the villainous Thanos who dominates every scene he's in. Talk about a great summer for Josh Brolin.
I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The film's ambitious reach is only matched by its ingenious humor, powerful performances, and jaw-dropping direction. Next summer may seem like a long way away, but don't worry, Avengers 4 will be here in a snap.
All right, kid. You're an Avenger now.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.